Treasure Coast Connector, connecting residents and businesses of the Treasure Coast. And here's your host, Ellen Contreras.
Welcome to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras of the Ferris Group, one of our sponsors, a business advisory and management company providing outsourced services for all types of businesses. To find out more about it, check out the website, www.ferrisgroup.com, PHARUS group.com, or you can call me directly at 772-925-4557. Treasure Coast Connector is a show that puts a spotlight on local business owners, so we learn why they started their business and what makes their products and services so unique and special. Today is a very special and inspirational show for people who are ready to launch their business or take their business to the next level. With me today is a very successful businesswoman who is here to share her vast wealth of knowledge for the benefit of others. Emily McHugh. Wow, this is a list. Be prepared. She is the owner of Casauri, a purveyor of high-quality tech cases and travel accessories. She is the author of The Little Girl's Guide to Entrepreneurship. She is an international trade consultant. She is a highly sought-after speaker. She used to be an adjunct professor of business at Indian River State College, and in her spare time, she is a concert violinist, and she is invited to play at amazing places like the Mets Spring Training Stadium in St. Lucie, West Florida. Emily McHugh, welcome, my friend. It is a pleasure to have you here.
My pleasure to be here. Thank you, Ellen.
Oh, I'm going to be fangirling all over you. I'm going to try to keep it cool, Emily, but I'm not so cool.
That's okay.
Oh, Miss Emily, very first question for you, my dear, is you are, for me, okay, you are incredibly driven. You are focused, and you are so talented. What made you decide to be in the business of helping others be in business successfully?
Well, I believe that everyone should have the opportunity to maximize and fulfill their potential.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever unique or special gifts or talents we have, and by the way, many people may say, well, I don't know what my talent is, or I don't know what my gift is. We all have one, because God gave them to us, so we have them. And so it's incumbent upon us to identify it, if you're not sure, and bring it to fruition. And so I feel that if I have information or experience that I can share to make someone else's path a little easier, then that's my responsibility to do that. So, and I enjoy being a part of this process of business growth and encouraging people.
Very good. So your first book, The Little Girl's Guide to Entrepreneurship, this is my copy. You can't have it. Emily signed it for me. This is such an impressive book. It's called The Little Girl's Guide to Entrepreneurship. You're going to share your story in a moment. But first, what made you decide to write this book, and who were you writing it for when you wrote it?
Well, the idea to write the book, it was a work in process. It took me 5 years. And while I was writing my notes and my ideas, I really didn't know what it was going to end up being. I didn't know what the title was going to be. I didn't know what the chapters were going to be. So I just wrote kind of stream of consciousness notes and ideas based on my experiences. And I will say that my mother was most influential because she encouraged me to write my story. She always said, write your book, write your book. So that was kind of a thing in my mind ongoing, that there was some reason why she felt it was necessary for me to do that. And as far as who am I writing it for, I'm writing it for the person who is thinking about starting a business, wants to start a business, or already has, but is looking for insights. And the inspiration for the title of the book came from my 9-year-old niece when she asked me when she was 9 years old. She's like now 20-odd years old.
Tiffany.
But Tiffany, yes, my niece, she said, am I too young? Am I too little to start a business?
Yeah.
And that struck me, that comment always stuck with me. And I'm like, well, if she thinks she's too little to start a business, other people probably feel the same, or some feel they're too old or too this or too that. So the idea is that this book has really nothing to do with being little or a little girl. it's the idea that there are no limits, regardless of age or gender.
Well, very good. So now you have a book signing coming up, and I just want to make sure I got this date correctly. So Thursday, 7 p.m. on the 19th of September at 1971 Roasters and Coffee Bar in Tradition, which is off of exit 118, the Gatlin Boulevard.
Port St. Lucie, yes.
By Hopcat. So you're going to be there to talk about this book. So just so everybody understands, this is not a fluffy book. This is not, I believe in you, you can do this. This is practical, step-by-step information in every area of a business, from concept all the way through to actually scaling. You talk about scaling. I mean, and then there's like formulas and ratios. I felt like I was an accountant. No, I'm kidding. But seriously detailed, where it leaves nothing to the imagination. So that's what I have to say about it. I'm sure you've had people tell you the same thing. Like, well, it takes people a while to get through a lot of material like this.
Well, the good news about it, I think that a lot of the feedback has been that it's conversational. So even though some of the data at a certain point, when I talk about break-even analysis and things like that, I try to do it in a way that it's approachable and accessible and kind of demystifies the idea that that's reserved just for your accountant. You actually need to know what your accountant is doing on your behalf. Okay, and if you don't have one, then you can do it for yourself. So I think it's really important to just make things simple.
But you know what I like about this is, after someone reads this book and now they have a step-by-step guide, sometimes you feel like you need a little bit of help. So you decided to take it to the next level and create this online community, Supercharge Your Biz. Hashtag Supercharge Your Biz on Facebook, and you will find Emily's group. So this is a way for people to still keep the conversation going with you. You feel like Emily is speaking to you personally when you read this book, so you're going to continue that conversation, but people then, as part of the community, can share best practices with each other. It's interactive all the way around. So talk a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. That is my Facebook page. It's at Emily the Entrepreneur is the address handle, at Emily the Entrepreneur. But the community is called Supercharge Your Biz Community. And as you mentioned, I do have a group called hashtag Supercharge Your Biz. And I'm inviting everyone to join. Come in if you're interested in business, be a part of the discussion. And I do lives on there. I'm currently doing my Mindset Reset Retreat, 30-day expose, where I'm going live every day during the week and talking about a different topic.
Mindset Reset.
That's right.
That's great.
Because the foundation of everything is how you think about it. And so once you know how you need to think, then you start to structure your time and things like that. So I'm walking people through those highlights. And then I'll also have some downloadable worksheets. So when they sign up, they can get that as well for the group, the Supercharge Your Biz group.
Very nice. And something that you said a moment ago about people that they feel like they're too young. I've met some very intelligent, very focused, young people, high schoolers into early college, and you could tell they're just going to go places, right? And so they have that excitement, right? But then there are people that maybe north of 50, I might be in that group, where they say, oh, I had this great idea, but I'm 50. I'm 60. And I read an article about a woman who wanted to be an attorney and became one in her 50s, and from 50s into her 70s had an amazing practice. So you're never too old.
Never too old.
I love how you said that.
There are no excuses. Yeah. And age is one that people use over time, and it's not an excuse, it's a crutch.
Yes.
Okay, so as long as you're alive and breathing and your brain can function and think, you can do whatever it is you have the energy to do. So I really, there are no limits. All of those limits are artificial that we impose on ourselves, or we allow society to come in and impose upon us over conditioning over the years. So we have to be unconditioned. That's why we have to reset the mindset.
Very good.
Because that is the whole point. It's so ingrained into us that these things that No, what does that have to do with any? If you're 45 or 55, don't you have the same brain? You can still think, you can still do. So do it.
Exactly. So now I have, and I'm flashing this up for the viewing audience. So the people that are listening, where can they go to learn more about this book online? They can go on to, I know they can go on to Amazon.
Yes.
And find you. So Emily, Emily, and then McHugh is MCHUGH. And if you put that into Amazon with the Little Girl's Guide to Entrepreneurship, you're going to get right to Emily, to her book, to see more about it, and some really great reviews. But then there's also Casauri.com that they can go to. We're going to get to Casauri.com and what that is, but Casauri.com, C-A-U-S, no.
Back it up.
Say it again. See, I knew I was going to.
Yeah, CASAURI.com.
Yeah, very good. I make mistakes. I'm so sorry.
We
See,
save that.
you know
Don't
what
worry.
it is? I'm fangirling. I'm in the room with greatness, and I can't handle it, apparently.
Totally honored.
Oh, my goodness. So, yes. So that is how they can get their hands on this book.
And they can come to the book signing and pick up a copy in person.
Yes, the book signing. And do you have others lined up, or you will be lining up others, and you're going to put that out on your social media?
On my social media,
as you
Facebook,
have.
yes. I will be putting out whatever I'm doing. I'll let you know. Let everyone know.
Very good. Very good. So what we're going to do right now is take a quick 2-minute break. Emily, McHugh, and I have a lot more to talk about when we return. Stay tuned.
Recycling plastic bottles, jugs, and containers is a good thing. But thin plastic wraps, plastic shopping bags, and hoses should never be placed in your recycling cart. Why? When our recyclables are sent to the material recovery facility, these items get jammed up in the machinery and need to be cut loose. So instead, throw hoses and thin plastic wraps in the garbage and return plastic shopping bags to a collection bin at a local grocery store. To learn more about recycling in Indian River County,
visit us at ircrecycles.com. Indian River County. Roll with us, recycle.
Have you heard about the new and exciting changes at the Caribbean Court Boutique Resort? Havana Nights Piano Bar is open 7 days a week from 4:30 till close. Dinner is served from 4:30 to 9. Every evening kicked off with a happy hour, $5 house wine, wells, and $2 off any beer. Chef's Early Bird Dining Special from 4:30 to 6 includes an entree, glass of wine, and cheesecake for $30. Havana Nights has nightly specials like Sundays, small plate, and all-night happy hour. Mondays, all-you-can-eat prime rib. 2 for Tuesdays features an extra-large dish that can be shared between 2 people. Entree, salad, and dessert includes tequila flights, oyster shooters, and $8 margarita specials, too. For fine dining, Maison Martinique Restaurant from 5 to 9, Wednesday through Saturday. Nightly specials include Wednesday night lobster night, Thursdays a 3-course dinner for $40, $50 with a bottle of house wine. Enjoy a free glass of wine with your meal when you say Donna 10 at Havana Nights or Maison Martinique Restaurant. Member of the iTex trading community. Your iTex dollars are welcome.
It's fun to visit Audrey's Feed and Tack, a distinctive country and western emporium. For simply Southern living, you'll find the finest in cowgirl couture. Styles that are uniquely Florida for the whole family. Upstairs in our boot room, you'll find Ariat, Dan Post, Laredo, and 10 Hall boots. The biggest selection this side of the big lake. The freshest and finest feed, hay, and supplies for your chickens and horses and most other farm animals. Audrey's, a great adventure. 66th Avenue and Oslo Road. Like us on Facebook.
Welcome back to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras of the Ferris Group, one of our sponsors. Emily McHugh and I have been talking about her book, The Little Girl's Guide to Entrepreneurship. We have so much more to discuss. If you're just joining us on this program, we will recap her book signing and other information about her online community. But Emily, we are now going to talk about Casauri. This is a beautiful collection of high quality. They're tech cases, travel accessories, and such. But before we do a show and tell everyone why Kasori was born.
Well, it started my last semester of business school when I was in New York. and we all had to have laptops and everything. We all had the same kind of boring-looking laptop bag, and I was decidedly adamant that I wasn't going to carry the stock issue case. So my sister Helena, who actually was at FIT, she designed a bag for me, FIT being Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. She designed a bag for me, and people said, you know, where did you get this bag? And so that became my MBA class project at Columbia Business School, my last semester, to write a business plan on stylish laptop bags for women. So that's how the idea started. But when I finished business school, I actually went back to school to learn to draw, to learn the basics of the fashion industry. And so anyway, the project went from class project to becoming the first laptop bag sold at the Museum of Modern Art Design store in New York. And that kind of helped to catapult us, to give us some credibility starting out.
Amazing credibility. So, yes. So what we're going to do for the people that are listening on the radio, they can actually go to planetvero.com. They can click on live stream and then scroll down to the Treasure Coast Connector section. And then they can watch this, or they can go on to, better yet, Casauri.com.
Okay.
Casauri.com. Didn't even look at that. I got it right this time. And you can see everything that we are describing. But these are beautiful cases. So just talk about some of the cases. Hold them up, point them out.
Well, here's one right here. This is a handy our business card case. It's a magnetic closure. It holds a ton of business cards. So if you're out there networking and you're ever afraid of running out of business cards, fear not, just get yourself a Kasori case, and it comes in various colors and so forth. So
I have 2 of them.
See that for the supercharged networker.
I have 2 of them. Yes.
Yes, that's right. Because you collect cards and then you give out. So it's good to have 2. That's right. And then we have like little accessories cases like this that you can put your thumb drives, or even
just anything.
Like
if you're out and about and you're just doing some sightseeing or whatever, it's beautiful. Can I just show my computer bag? So when Emily said about the standard black computer case, I have that because, hey, I'm a New Yorker originally. You know what I'm saying?
The New York.
But oh my gosh, now I have this beautiful pink bag. So Candy Marlowe of the EDC had hers, and I was just like drooling all over it. She's like, lay your hands off. I'm like, I need to get this. So now I have one. I'm so happy. So talk about, you have some smaller for tablets and things,
we have, like,
right?
the tablet case there down in the front, and you see for 12-inch laptop and the 15.6-inch laptop. So whatever the size is, with the removable shoulder straps, adjustable, lightweight, and water resistant. So we want it to be not only stylish but also functional, and where it does exactly what you need it to do for you.
Yes, and they're easy to keep clean, which is wonderful. So now they can go to, now you also have like roaming trunk shows for your books and your cases and everything. So again, they need to get with you on social media, and you probably even would do an email blast. So if somebody wants, to even be notified via email and stuff, you'll be happy to keep in touch with people about these things.
Absolutely. I encourage people to visit my Facebook page. Is probably the easiest thing, or to visit my website, Kasori.com, and they can put in their email there, or just send me a message via Facebook or on Messenger to be in touch. But let me just say this, as a scrappy entrepreneur, wherever you are, wherever I am, it's always a sale. So I always have bags in the car, always have books in the car. So wherever you are, you need to be ready for business. That's how I see it.
I have seen Emily get swarmed, literally swarmed, at networking events, and bags and cases are going flying. I've seen a tug of war. I'm just saying. And you're like, I can get more where that came from. So that's very good. So for the listening, for the watching audience, we're rolling all of this contact information at the end. We'll make sure that we say it for the listening audience. But what I wanted to focus on now is, because of your very impressive Ivy League schooling, the success of Kasori, the international trade consulting that you do, and the book, I see you all over the country.
You do?
I follow you. I'm a fangirling. And you are asked to speak at some really wonderful conferences. So anybody that's watching or listening, share with them the different types of speaking engagements that you do, should anybody need you.
Well, actually, the next one coming up, the day after the book signing, this book signing's on the 19th. On the 20th, September 20th, is a Friday, in the city of Fort Pierce. They're having the Lincoln Park Expo, and I'll be talking there about the entrepreneurial mindset, doing a workshop on how to nurture and cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset. So that's coming up, but people can reach out to me, again, via Facebook, through email, info@kasori.com, or it's impossible not to be reachable these days with all the outlets, but they can always call me or email me.
Okay, very good. So now another thing about you is that you are an international trade consultant because of your work with Casauri, okay? So now people that have a product that want to get it out to the marketplace outside of the United States, you help with that. But then you also help people that want to source things for manufacture or whatever. So it goes both ways. So explain a little bit about that and how you help people in that area.
Well, one of the things I do with the Small Business Development Center, the SBDC at Indian River State College, I assist our local small businesses in developing international marketing plans. So that process involves researching their industry, researching the landscape, the market opportunities for that product internationally, and identifying the best markets for those goods or services. But I'd also like to say to entrepreneurs starting out, they may think, well, I have to be a certain size before I can start thinking internationally, or I have to be a big business. Let me dispel that myth right now.
Yeah.
When we started, day one, our thought was to be international. Because if you're online, you're international. We got orders from Russia, from Iceland, from you name it. Far-flung corners of the world, people finding you. And so you're an international business if you're in that, put yourself in that arena. So it's that thought process of not limiting your market, and definitely not thinking that the U.S. is your only marketplace. That is kind of one of the absolute limiting beliefs that you don't want to have.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, it is very daunting. They actually don't want to do it because they're not sure of where to turn first.
Yes.
So that is why you turn to experts that have been there and done that firsthand, and that is you. So you actually demystify the whole process.
Yes.
I mean, you're making your clients do the work, of course, but you're really helping them, figure it out.
Yes.
So
I really, it's very important that people realize that the information is more accessible than they may think, that it's more realistic that they can pursue certain opportunities. So the goal is to just make that clear to them and show them a path.
So what we're going to do is, because I can't believe this show, I say this all the time, but I am always surprised. It's my show. It's half an hour, and I'm always surprised when we're nearing the end of our time. But for people that are just tuning in and they wanted to know more about the book signing, so it is going to be Thursday, September 19th at 7 p.m. at 1971 Roasters and Coffee Bar in Tradition. So you can meet with Emily firsthand. You'll probably, give some anecdotes about, the book and why she wrote it and everything, and some really great stories. She shares her successes and even her failures so that you don't have to go through that. You can sidestep it. So tell everyone how they can connect with you directly again. Give it quick.
People can email me at info@kasori.com, so info@casauri.com, or they can call me at 772-460-8978. I think that'll be placed up there. You can read it. And also on Facebook, just do hashtag Supercharge Your Biz, B-I-Z, and they'll find me there as well. Or look for me, Emily McHugh.
That is a wonderful online community that she has. So thank you so much for being a part of this show. It's just always so much fun to share and put a spotlight on other people. I'm your host of Treasure Coast Connector, Ellen Contreras of the Ferris Group, one of our sponsors. They're a business advisory and management company providing all sorts of services for businesses to grow. 772-925-4557 is how you can connect with me directly if you have any questions. ferrisgroup.com is the website, PHARUS group.com. I hope everyone has a wonderful and productive week.